Are we?
Someone's excited. It says
Yeah.
live.
Hey. Welcome everyone. I don't know who's on this, and you guys will probably see this in the future. But yeah, this is a live. This is an amazing, amazing live because it's with Alison and it's with the beautiful horses.
And
I'm
with
so happy.
you. Everyone's really like chill out here. Super chill.
So cool. As soon as I saw them, my whole body kind of relaxed. I wonder.
Mine too.
I wonder. Cool. All right. So we're here to talk about the upcoming book club and facilitation that we're having called Talk to the Animals. And you guys know this because you are probably watching this on the event right now. But yeah, and we're quite excited. We tried doing this live yesterday, but we had some technical issues. And now I know why, because the horses wanted to be on it. And today we didn't have any. It was smooth. And there's light. Okay, cool. That's an internal joke. All right, guys. So this is the book. Hello.
Talk to the Animals, my favorite. It was the first book I ever read in Access Consciousness, I think. It was amazing. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, if I lose my headphones, it's because someone took the cord out.
Yeah. Okay, so as you know, this is not going to be fun at all. We're not going to have fun. We're not going to talk about it. Like, this is not going to be fun. This is not going to be fun. This is just going to be one boring, serious class that we did. And we will, I can't even say it anymore. So, cool. So we're going to have lots of fun talking about going through this book. There are about 30 chapters. We have 8 calls. And we'll be reading each chapter out. I love this book. This book has personally been such a gift for me, especially with my dog, because I didn't grow up around animals. So I didn't grow up around animals. Like, I didn't grow up on a farm. Neither did I have like a pet or something. I only got a pet like 2-3 years back. 2-3 years back. And literally, like, anytime I've ever felt stuck or didn't know what to do, I would just open this book, and whatever I read exactly was what was required in that moment, because it's brilliant. So Gary and Dain, both of them have co-authored this book, and there's some practical examples, tools, facilitation, and so much.
Someone's putting their button.
And
yeah.
And oh my God, these horses are amazing because they're kind of like contributing to this call in such a weird way. Do you want to talk about it?
In the weirdest way. Well, right now, Magic back here is letting me know. So if a horse stuck its butt in your back, what would you think it's saying to you?
I don't want to go there. I would probably say
no. Well, one of the first things is like that the book really helped me with was getting rid of all the points of view that I have about what other people have told me that are the rules of animal behavior and things like that. And like, especially around horses or cats, like what if animals are always giving you information and it's not like, it never has to be serious or significant. And what they're showing you, you might interpret totally different than somebody else. So like in the horse world, if a horse puts their back to you, it can be considered really rude and like dangerous and everything. But I'm not a very good horse person or a horse rule follower. And I just they know that I love scratching their butts and I'm not afraid to like go back there. And so they'll be like, hi, I would like this. So for me, and a lot of horse people might be just shaking their heads like, that's terrible. But also the, like with the book really helps to expose for you is like all the places where you are totally different than 99% of the people on the planet. Like You know things about animals and animal communication that nobody else does.
Oh my God, yes. So,
Yeah.
and exactly that. So when I got my dog, I knew I had I knew something about like having a dog and having an animal, because I did like animals. I love animals. So I was not like, I'm not a dog person. I'm not being a trainer or nothing of that sort. And then, however, I knew what my dog required, and it it would have been so easy to sort of uh, fall prey to other people's points of views about how to train my dog or how to raise my dog. And literally every day there would be some new person telling me, this is what you need to do and this is how you need to train it. And everything seemed really annoying. Like, no, I think there's an easier way to do this. And I think he's already potty trained himself. Like, it kind of happened on its own. A lot of the stuff that I thought I had to do and work towards, I didn't have to work towards. There was an ease of communication thanks to this book. And he just started doing the things that I apparently had to train him for. And I never trained him. I never potted, nothing. He just did everything on his own. But I knew I was communicating something, and what made me acknowledge it, what made me sort of improve on it was this book. This is what I had available then.
Yeah, that's awesome. How did your dog show up again? Don't you have kind of like a funny story?
Yeah, he just showed up. Like, I wasn't really looking for him. So I think like a friend of mine adopted my dog from someone who adopts dogs off of the street. And she couldn't keep him. And I remember just thinking, oh, it'll be fun to have a dog. I literally went like that. I was like, oh, it'll be fun to have a dog. I think our house requires a dog. Like, it'll be fun to have a dog. And the next thing, my friend, she actually pings me saying that, listen, I got this dog, but I can't seem to keep it at home because of like some family stuff. So she's like, would you like, are you like interested? I was like, yeah, I just asked for it. Like, I just asked, like, I think it'd be fun to have a dog. And next thing I knew, within a week, this dog was in my house and like everything was ready. Like, it was very easy. It wasn't, it just sort of came and it happened. And I remember just going like, okay, cool. I choose you. I don't know anything, but it'll be fun to have, like, let's do this. Let's have fun.
Yeah.
And he chose, and he's chosen like a household where there's someone or the other always, like, because I'm not always in town and I'm not always at home. But there's like kids and there's this, so there's always somebody who's with him. So I don't have to be so like, you have these reasons as to why you can't have a dog, but he kind of, because you're busy 24/7, who will take him for a walk and blah 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 blah. But I'm not behind my like dog 24/7, but yet he's created this space for himself that's ease. And I get to have fun with him, and others get to have fun with him. He's not really my dog. He's like everyone's dog.
That's so cool. I love that too. They talk about in the book, like, not all, just because it's a dog doesn't mean it has to act a certain way. Like, people have definitions of what dogs are or are not, but what if like every single individual animal was its own being and had different preferences? I'm literally being smashed in between behinds right now. Had their own preferences for what they'd like. Like, some dogs like to be around just one person. My dog was like, liked me and that was about it, and was like, didn't really pay attention to anybody else. And other dogs love to be around multiple people, or they don't even like need you to be home that much. So it just depends. Yeah. And you get to ask questions. Like, there's so many questions in the book. There's literally, you can ask any question. There's no like right question, but the book helps you to start developing your skills on which questions are appropriate to ask, what times, what is your animal actually communicating? What if things show up different today than they did yesterday? What do you do? what if your animal's sick or old or their body's not moving very well? There's all sorts of different energetic body processes in the book too. And sometimes people like will facilitate one of the reasons we're turning this into a book club is because you can read the book, but then there's all these other things that can come up, like doubt of what you're aware of, or what is your animal actually saying, or everything and anything. These things come up, and then we get to help you facilitate through all of those things, through questions, through just exposing what's really true for you and your animal, or any animal. You don't even have to own an animal. You can just like, what if you want to go to the beach and talk to dolphins? That's always really fun. They usually show up when you ask.
Yeah. Exactly. And so it's a book club with facilitation, there's body processes in that, but also like this is not where you learn the technique of animal communication and this is how you have to do this. And it's actually about finding how you communicate. And like, because I don't like, it's not like I sit in one place and then I communicate to my dog, like, this is what you need. It's not very, it's not that way. It's actually, it's just ease. And so this is so this book and everything that's designed and access to facilitate is to find out how you already do it naturally. Because you are already communicating with animals, even if you've not grown up around them. It's different. It's not the way you communicate with people, and therefore you think you're not communicating with them. So this book is designed to bring what you already know to like the forefront, and then start developing your skills with the animals from there.
Right. And what if it, like one of the cool things it showed me too is how to communicate more with the animal that's with me all like 24/7, every moment of every day of my life, which called my body, which may or may not be an animal, depends. But you can use all of, she's so cute, they're very, really,
I love
really
it.
itchy butts over here.
The horses are here.
Like you can use all of these questions to also open up a communion or like a communication with your own body and what your body's communicating to you. Because a lot of times, like this reality will tell you you have to do certain things in order to be healthy, or this thing's showing up in your body, so it's wrong and you need to fix it or you need to take drugs. When actually, what if it's just communication of like, or information about what's going on, and then you get to ask questions that change when you finally listen to your body or listen to an animal and you acknowledge what's going on. It literally changes it as if by magic, or you'll get to find out more information of what's required to shift more of those things. Yay, there's people here too. Hi, people.
Yay. I love that you're out with the horses right now.
Oh my gosh. And Lily, she has been like using the tools in this book and the information that it gives you. She is not even 3 years old, and like she's never had a human on her back before until about a month or two ago. And communicating with her, like these other guys, they're also about 3, and I'll like try to get on their back, or at least like let them know like, hi, could we do this one day? And they'll just start bucking and they're not quite ready yet. And I'm like, that's totally cool. And just keep asking them every day what else is possible. But Lily, like she was so clear. I was actually didn't get on her back as soon as she was ready for me to get on her back. One day I took her out to the round pen and I was like, oh, can I just practice laying on your back? And she's like, yeah, of course. And I like laid on her back and she's like, are you going to get on or what? And I was like, wait, is she for real? I'm like, I'm going to wait. So I waited like the next day, laid across her back again, like safe on the stool so that my feet had somewhere so that I was safe. She's like, just get on. I was like, okay. So I got on and she was so calm. She's never this lifetime had anybody on her back before. And she was able I was bareback on her back, walking around the pen, and she was so calm and took care of me. And I was totally at ease and felt super safe because I was able to communicate with her. She let me know she was going to take care of me, and I had no doubt in my world whatsoever that that was like going to happen. So I'm just like, well, literally from the questions in this book and from Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider, which isn't a book yet, but I think it will be.
And you'd think Alison is like this big horse expert who's grown up around horses like all her life. But when did you start working with horses?
I only started working with horses or having them in my life all the time only like 2 years ago now. And before that, I did not grow up with horses. I basically just hung out with them from across the fence. Give me that! And I had no idea what, like, how to ride them, what everything was called, what the different parts of them were called, and like nothing. But now I'm able to work with, train, communicate with horses on a completely different level than most trainers. And actually, I am able to come out here and do do things with the horses that even the professionals are unable to do as fast as I can do them, or as fast or as easy. It makes everything just so much more ease. And it's just proof. I feel like I am proof that anybody can communicate with animals, and anybody has the capacity to communicate with and communicate with and receive from something that you don't already know how to talk to, like you and I are talking.
Like, so what if this was one of the most natural abilities that you have? And
totally.
Just that you've never been shown that you have it, and it doesn't match this reality's point of view about communication. So this is what this book is. This is what this book club is going to be about, is getting you in touch with what you know about communicating with animals, and how do you develop your skills from there, what questions to ask, what body processes you can contribute to your animals, and so much more. Hi.
And so much more. She just put her head in my arms and is now falling asleep.
Awesome.
She's so cool. So when are we starting this adventure? 8 calls. I'm so excited.
We're starting on the 4th of March. 4th of May, sorry. 4th of May. March is over. April is also over. 4th of May. I
do the same thing. The M months.
Yeah, because you're like a horse. Anyway, so it's on 4th of May, and we begin at like 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time and 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time.
Mountain time. So, horse time. Western horse time. Hello.
So wherever you are out there in the world, you can join us. And
and we're doing every Monday and Thursday.
Every Monday and Thursday. So every Monday and Thursday we'll go on for about an hour and a half. You'll get the recordings with the class, and you'll get so much more other than that.
Yeah, what else is possible with Talk to the Animals?
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool.
All right, thank you, Alison. Thank you for joining.
They said they can't wait. Bye. Bye.
Bye, guys.